Welcome back, inquisitive scholars, to the World of Ursi, an enchanting land of awe-inspiring wonders and unfathomable mysteries. In this chapter of the Lore of Ursi, we're ascending the southern mountains to the frozen peaks of Iski. Meaning of ice in the Ursi language, Iski represents a thin strip of Arctic tundra peppering the tallest peaks of the southern Attune mountain range. Cursed with the unceasing Arctic storm known as the Everfrost, and the inhospitality of their Attune neighbors, the people of Iski are scattered into distinct sovereign clans, each holding equal regard for kinship and pragmatic survivalism. But it was not always this way. Long ago, nomads fleeing conflict discovered and settled upon a small isle nestled within the frigid South Seas of Ursi. Naming their newfound home Iski, or Frostherth, the settlers erected a modest village exploiting the island's bountiful resources. Woodcutters felled stout conifers for construction lumber, while deft hunting parties tracked large game for meat and bone. Iski steadily evolved into a prosperous city, trading excess resources with the mainland and accumulating unprecedented wealth. But on a fateful night, under the cover of darkness, a winter chill crept into the heart of Iski, enveloping the city in an icy embrace. As dusk gave way to dawn, the winds of winter persisted unyielding. Howling gusts of blinding frost battered the people of Iski. The unforgiving blizzard was the Everfrost, a primordial rime so potent that it never thawed. Whispers grew of Isala, a young maiden whose very presence ensnared flakes of Everfrost around her. Some proclaimed Isala the savior of Iski, others cursed her as a dangerous sorceress. Isala was brought before Chieftain Korira, who ultimately sacrificed her in a great bonfire. Yet, when nothing remained of Isala but molten ash, the Everfrost endured. Legends claim that Isala's remains were forged into a powerful longsword, believing her spirit would return and wield the sword against the Everfrost. Fleeing for their lives across the frozen seas, the refugees of Iski arrived at the Attune Village of Umaris, or Dying Light. Nestled against the dormant volcano Mermut, the Umeri welcomed the weary frostbitten travelers warmly, offering home and hearth without question. This invitation would come at a most perilous cost, for the bitter cold of the Everfrost would ultimately descend upon Umaris like a bird to prey, snuffing out fires and plunging the village into a deep freeze. When the Everfrost reached the volcano Mermut, billowing plumes of black smoke enveloped the sky. Funnels of cold wind plunged into the heart of the central chamber as frost and fire wrestled for control over the dying volcano. For generations after the ruinous downfall of Umaris, the eye of the Everfrost remained transfixed upon Mermut, churning and seething above and beneath the volcano. Fearing the Everfrost would continue its pursuit, the survivors of Umaris scattered across the mountaintops, forming independent clans in hopes that their separation would limit the dangers of the frozen force. As the destructive forces of the Everfrost faded from the collective consciousness, three of the most influential clans of Iski, the Asiri, the Moronu, and the Korira, united to form what is now known as the Village of Trehana, or Three Families. This burgeoning settlement stands as a monument to those who were lost, and a promise to those who remain. The glory of Iski will return. The catastrophic fall of Umaris left a lingering bitterness in the hearts of the Attune people. This simmering animosity ultimately boiled over into a devastating war of the rising flame. In the midst of conflict, a young and promising war chief named Karakor emerged. His tactical brilliance and swift victories on the battlefield garnered him prestige among the Iskian people. But despite Karakor's valiant efforts, the war reached an impasse and ended in a stalemate. As time marches onward, the once young and promising war chief Karakor now stands as the senior-most warden of Ursi. With the Eye of the Everfrost moving once more and increasing tensions with Atua's young matron of fire, Karakor and the people of Iski must find a way to balance between ice and fire or be crushed between them. To learn more about Iski and the Everfrost, check out this showcase of the grizzled war veteran Karakor. Until next time, thanks for watching.